Welcome back, Leo. This will be your April 2020 ASMR tarot forecast. I don't have very much of this candle left. Hopefully, I'll be able to leave my house soon and buy a new one. Today I have this chrysocolla with malachite inclusions, which I love. It's very beautiful, vivid colors. And then on the back, it's unfinished. For the reading itself today, I will be using the Marigold Tarot. And then to clarify, I'll use the White Witch Tarot. Big month, huh, Leo? How many of you got surprise money? I got surprise money. I had read about that last month and then totally forgot about it. Didn't think it would happen. But it did. It's a good time to renew your faith. The veil is very thin right now, and it's a good time to manifest. But it's also important to have a really clear idea of what you're trying to manifest. And also keep in mind who might be listening to those wishes. All right. So let's see what you have to look forward to in April. It's the Chariot and it's reversed. Victory deferred. It's crossed by your card, the Queen of Wands, or I guess that could be one of your cards. It's also associated with Sagittarius, but I usually see it coming up in relation to Leo specifically, because I'm a Leo. This is very interesting. It could also be about a choice. That might be one of the cards I end up clarifying at the end. All right. So in the past, what do we have? The Two of Swords. So there was definitely a choice that you had to make in the past. Deciding between two things. The current situation. We have the Star. So the Star complements this Queen of Wands very well. It's all about bringing things into fruition, taking things, your ideas, and bringing them down into this realm. And the future. It's the King of Swords in the reverse. Now, this could mean one of two things. It could mean that you will have a hard time communicating. You will feel shut off from your ideas, or it could mean that you will have an excellent time communicating and an excellent flow of ideas and logic and all of these things, but it won't be occurring for you in April, because the way that I read each month is time sensitive. Sometimes when the cards are reversed like this, it just means that it won't be occurring within the time frame that we've set of the month of April, but that it will be coming in the future. So, I'm going to go over here next, actually, before I read the Goal or Destiny card. This is where you are, your place in the world. We have the Page of Cups. So this is somebody who is experiencing emotional states. Maybe an offering, an emotional offering. You can see the orange falling out, representative of that emotional offering. We have the card of the world being mirrored back at you. It's the Five of Rings and it's in the reverse. So the Five of Rings is all about feeling left out in the cold. And it's possible that here in the reverse, perhaps you felt left out in the cold in the past. And now that is, people are warming up to you, so to speak. And if you're putting yourself out there in a certain kind of way, it's entirely possible that people are going to be more receptive of you in ways that you haven't seen yet. But I'll probably want to clarify this card. I've had a feeling this was going to come up for quite a few people this month because of the overall environment that we're all slogging through right now. But this is a very interesting placement for it and a very interesting inversion. So this card is all about your hopes and fears. It's the Two of Cups and it's upright. So I think you're hoping for a strong romantic partnership with somebody. All right, so let's come back over here to the goal or destiny card. And actually, it's the Lovers and it's reversed. That's interesting. I'm definitely going to clarify this. And looking at your hopes and fears, it's very interesting that you would hope for the Two of Cups and then have the Lovers reversed here. This could mean that this is a relationship coming in the future, or it could be a choice that you have to make, because again, we have the Two of Swords here in the past. This is a choice you already made. And then the Lovers. So, okay, move this here for a second. We have, sequentially, we've got the Chariot reversed. And then coming up in the future, we have the Lovers reversed. Now, both of these cards can actually relate to choices and duality in your life. The Lovers card is usually a choice between two things. The Chariot card can be a choice between two things. The Two of Swords is definitely a choice between two things. But the numbered cards tend to be a little more simplistic in their meanings. So yeah, I'm going to clarify, I'm going to go out on a limb and clarify the two of these together, because I think the rest of this is pretty self-explanatory. And then this card, and we'll see what the final outcome card is. It's the Hanged Man. So I'll definitely want to clarify that as well, because to get this card in the final position is kind of a loaded position for this card, if you know what I mean. It could be about feeling stuck, but it could also be about there's an idea in certain spiritual disciplines that you have to make a sacrifice to move forward with your training. And so that idea is very tied up in this card of the Hanged Man. And because it is appearing here in the upright position, we'll want to find out more about that. So let's pull these cards aside. This one. And we can put... You know what? I'm really curious about this card too. Very curious about that card. But I think what I'll do, I'll say that these two cards, there's like a decision looming, possibly, for some of you. And these being possible outcomes for that decision. and this being the environment in which you'll be operating. And if I'm totally off base and I start pulling cards, we'll probably be able to tell that too. Ooh, I hope that wasn't too loud. So this is the major arcana of the tarot only. And I've written correspondences on here from the Brotherhood of Light tarot deck, which I used last month for the March readings. All right. So what's this all about? Go into the situation with your eyes open and without a lot of preconceived notions. We have the Emperor card. The Emperor representing authority. So it could be a choice relating to authority, relating to power structures. And death, it's going to be a total change. So this particular situation could very well be romantic. Probably will not be somebody sawing a tree outside. Sorry about the sounds. Let's see this Five of Rings. Is this about people warming up to Leo? And your ideas. All right. Judgment. So you will be probably more in the public eye, have people judging you, and perhaps there's been a lot of this that was just inside your head and now you're getting over that. The Sun, yeah. So this being one of your cards in the tarot deck, things are going to be turning around for the best for you. And then the Hermit. All right, so it's also possible that you feel like you were left out in the cold in the past. But what was actually happening was that you were withdrawn from people and didn't realize it. It can be very easy to become shut off from your peers in the technology age because you can kind of just like put things out there into a vacuum and not really realize that things are not reaching the people that they should, or end up in a self-imposed exile. All of these things are possible. All right, so first of all, I want to know, is this Hanged Man situation related to the King of Swords? Justice. All right. So, yeah, here we go. This card has swords on it. And the correspondence here is of Saturn in Capricorn, which is house of career related. So this could be you coming into a different kind of it's not from a money perspective of having a new career, but like a new way of life coming forward for you. And so the Hanged Man, I think, is kind of illustrating that, like, this Chariot situation, this Lover's situation, this King of Swords situation, by the end of April, none of those things are going to be wrapped up yet. All of this is still kind of going to be unfolding. And so it being a justice type situation, you kind of just have to sit back and let things take their course in some ways. Let's see what else. The Lovers. Yeah, so we have this Lovers card coming out again. And here it's Venus in Taurus energy. And there is a lot of duality. You can see specifically in this card, you've got two people's faces coming out of it. It might be a choice between two people. Doesn't have to be. Justice, the Lovers. If there is a third party situation, that'll be coming out, but it's not in the month of April that'll be happening. That'll be later. But that's only going to be for some of you. Trying to kind of think about it a little bit. It's the Moon. Yeah, so things are unclear right now. I get the sense that this could be partially about a romantic situation. But mostly I'm feeling it's about your relationship to people in general. It's more like how you have been interacting with people in the past and how people have been reacting, more importantly, to what you've put out there. So probably will not be resolved by the end of April, and the Moon saying that things will be a little bit unclear still in April, but eventually they will be resolved. We have a lot of good cards that show that, like this being upright eventually, this being upright in the near future. This could also be an air sign coming in the future position. Somebody who might be helping you out in the future. All right, Leo. Well, thank you so much for joining me for your April 2020 tarot forecast. I'm sorry that it was kind of unresolved, but I feel like you'll definitely see this change coming in during the month of April, and you'll start to see a change, but it won't be fully developed probably and resolved in the month of April, which is fine. Sometimes it just takes a while for things to develop, right? But I am very grateful that you've joined me for your reading today, and hopefully I will see you again soon for the May readings.